Hey, everybody's Ryan with the Farm2Table Direct Show, and we are back live. We're still here at the Oklahoma Homestead Rendezvous, McAlester, Oklahoma. Here the rest of the day today at the Southeast Expo Center for the Oklahoma Homestead Rendezvous. And right over my left shoulder over here, and we're going to turn around and let you see, is David and Holly Lacey from Glory Hills Homestead. And they're talking about money-saving hacks on the homestead. So pay close attention. We'll get you a little bit of a tip here and there. So turn around and we'll watch this.
So utilizing propagation. This is something that we love to do. Herbs are great with this. Mint, basil, tomato plants are really easy at this. Rosemary, exactly. So if you have plants already going, instead of having to buy new plants, especially if you want to succession plant, where you plant things spaced out to create a longer growth season, you don't have to start things from seed every time. Most things propagate really well. So you can just cut off a little piece of it, like a sucker from a tomato plant, stick it in a glass of water, put it on the windowsill. It's going to start growing roots, and then you have basically cloned the original plant completely, and you're able to start growing a whole nother plant without growing more things from seed. And so that's a lot of ways we are able to multiply the things we already have growing, and it saves us a lot of time and money. Know your microclimate and encourage yearly volunteers. So Oklahoma, especially in the west where we are, is kind of tricky. Not lots of things like to naturally grow there. It's very except stickers. It's very deserty. But something that we have found is just by figuring out what works well in your microclimate is great to have things that you don't have to replant and that you don't have to spend time on growing. You don't have to buy the seeds or spend your time into doing that. So things that grow well where we are like pumpkins, watermelons, ground cherries grow great where we are. So just when you're done with something, till it back into the ground a little bit. And a lot of the time, if it grows well in your area, it's just going to keep growing back and be more prolific every year. And always be sure you save those seeds because they're the hardiest seeds that grow best in your microclimate. So you're creating a strong industrial seed that grows great exactly where you are. Source secondhand. So I love thrifting. I love garage sailing. Anytime I need any type of garden tools or homestead tools, the first thing we do is look for like barn sales on Facebook. Great finds on there. And so like where were we at a thrift store the other day and we found like the cutest, super sturdy spade. But when we bought a spade from Dollar Tree, or was it Dollar Tree? Tractor Supply. Okay. Well, we bought a spade from Tractor Supply and the very first day I used it, like it completely bent in half. And so finding old tools will actually work the best, and they're always so much cheaper. Yes. Yes, estate sales. That's great. We went to an estate sale a few weeks ago, and we were able to fill up our whole truck with gardening things, farming things, cattle panels, things like that, and we left for like $35. It was great. All right, IBC tote greenhouse. How many of you guys have a greenhouse? Really awesome. Okay. Well, we don't have a greenhouse yet. We have plans to build something like that here soon. It'll be next year. But when you don't have a greenhouse, especially when you're wanting to start things from seed, something that we have found to be really helpful is you cut an IBC tote in half, and then you put it over your seed starts sitting outside. And what that does where we are, especially in Oklahoma, it's so windy, everything breaks with the wind early spring. So you put the IBC tote on top of your seed starts, and it creates a little micro greenhouse. And it really does a great job at keeping the wind off, keeping the temperature good. And every now and then check the temperature with a thermometer and see if it's too hot. You might need to drill some air holes. But an IBC tote, you can get 2 greenhouses from that essentially, and that's like $8 to $10. And we have started all of my tomatoes since we've been here, so hundreds and hundreds of tomatoes without grow lights, without a greenhouse. And so that's a really great way to do it, and things don't break from the wind or hail.
Next, we're going to talk about livestock and poultry ownership. So, everybody wants to go buy animals, but little do you know, or a lot of people don't know, is you can buy animals out of season and it's 10 times cheaper, right? So buying animals, again, in the months of November, December, January, it's super important because if you can buy those animals during those times, then you can be paying 50-75% less than what you would be during that time if you're buying the peak months. So like whenever people think of buying chickens, they want to buy them in March, April, May, right? So again, buying animals outside of the season.
You can also go to Tractor Supply and just create a relationship with the manager there and say, hey, when you're done with your chick sales, give me a call, and you can, yeah.
And
But
a
if
lot
you-
of times they'll give you a call and be like, hey, come get them.
Yeah.
I don't know which one to pay, but come get
So
'em.
if they pre-have your number, they're not going to waste time waiting for someone to come by them. They will call you, and you can get a whole bunch of chicks right away for cheap.
So who here has been to an auction? Has anybody been to an auction? Did you
Livestock
guys have, yeah, livestock auction. Do you guys have a lot of success with buying at livestock auctions? Somewhat?
Yeah, that's a smart thing to do.
If you don't know what you're buying and you don't know what to look for when it comes to animals, be very cautious about going to auctions. The reason
Purchase.
to purchase specific, and the reason being is you might take very healthy animals, but what you're buying is not necessarily the healthiest of animals. So you're going to be spending more money at an auction after buying the animal versus what you would be just buying a good animal. Now there is also the other side. So you could also buy a very good animal for low to no cost. But if you don't know the information of what a healthy animal is, what it looks like, figure that out before you go to an auction.
If you're just now getting established and you don't have animals already on your farm, it's not a bad idea to buy from an auction because you have nothing to lose. You have nothing that you're going to bring home and get sick. If you already have a lot of animals established, just be very cautious what you bring home because then you have things that you're going to risk, But if you're starting out, it's a good way to get animals for cheap.
Create a symbiotic feeding. This is very important when it comes to saving money on the homestead. Hence why we are talking about dairy cattle. Our milk cow feeds our chickens, feeds our pigs, feeds us, our livestock guardian dog. Chickens lay eggs, which also feed our livestock guardian dog. We feed our dog a raw meat diet, right? A
Raw food
based
diet.
So, where was it going with that?
So if you have milk, that can provide stuff to your pigs, your chickens, your dog. If you have chickens, when you're butchering chickens, save the organ meat because that can even feed your chickens back. It can feed your dog. It can feed even your pigs. Pigs are gross. They'll eat anything. But creating systems that will help feed the other animals is crucial. So every bit of grain that our animals get is almost always soaked.
All right, everybody, this is Ryan again with Farm Table Direct Show. And as you see there, that's Glory Hills Homestead, giving us some tips on money-saving hacks on the homestead. Go check out their channel, Glory Hills Homestead, and you will get more and more of this stuff from them. But this is the stuff you can only get live, where you can ask questions and you can be in the room with them getting this advice. So until the next time, keep it local.